In the grip of winter, high above the quiet earth, a routine flight becomes a harrowing tale of survival. Witness the absurd survival story of Vesna Vulović and how she survived a 33,000-foot free fall without a parachute. Vesna Vulović was born on January 3, 1950, in Belgrade, Serbia, then part of the Socialist Federation of Yugoslavia. Growing up in the post-war glow of a country rebuilding itself, Vesna was infused with a zest for life that belied the simplicity of her surroundings. From an early age, Vesna was captivated by the stories of distant lands, cultures woven together by the threads of history and modernity. It was the golden age of air travel, a symbol of progress and a promise of adventure, drawing Vesna irresistibly towards a career in the skies. Friends and teachers remembered her as vivacious and unreservedly friendly, attributes that would later define her service as a flight attendant. Her academic records, though not stellar, showed a keen interest in languages and geography, skills that would serve her well in her chosen profession. Vesna joined Jet Yugoslav Airlines with dreams as vast as the skies. It was more than just a job, it was a calling. The airline, renowned for its rigorous training programs, prepared her well for the practical challenges of air travel, but could scarcely prepare anyone for the trials she would face. As she took to the skies, embracing each flight with enthusiasm and professionalism, Vesna could not have imagined that her passion for flying would soon test her will to live in the most extreme circumstances imaginable. On January 26, 1972, Vesna Vulović boarded Flight 367, not knowing it would be a journey that would etch her name into the annals of miraculous survivals. Her story is one of chance, survival, and the indomitable human spirit. It was a cold day under a blanket of winter clouds that Flight 367 took off from Stockholm, bound for the heart of Yugoslavia. Vesna Vulović, only 22, was among the crew, her spirit as buoyant as the aircraft that carried her. The DC-9 was scheduled for multiple stops, first Copenhagen, then Zagreb, before its final descent into Belgrade. But destiny had charted a catastrophic course. As the plane entered Czechoslovak airspace, the ordinary turned to horror. Vesna was not in her seat. According to some accounts, she found herself in the rear of the plane, possibly within a food cart, which, against all odds, protected her during her unimaginable descent. At approximately 4:01 p.m., an explosive device, concealed within a suitcase in the baggage compartment, detonated. The blast was so powerful it split the aircraft into 3 pieces. As the fuselage plummeted, the conditions inside the tail section, where Vesna was trapped, were chaotic. The tail section was thrust into a deadly spiral towards the dense, snow-covered forests below. The section slammed into the ground at a less lethal angle thanks to the densely wooded area. The bomb was the work of Croatian nationalists, part of a series of attacks aimed at destabilizing the region. Yet no arrests were made. In the Czechoslovak wilderness, a scene of chaos and twisted metal stretched across the isolated terrain. It was here, in this desolate expanse, that Vesna Vulović's story of survival unfolded. Bruno Honke, a local woodsman and a veteran medic from World War II, was out in the forest when he stumbled upon the crash site. His experience in emergency medicine during the war had prepared him for moments of crisis, but nothing could have prepared him for what he found that day. As he navigated through the twisted metal and scattered luggage, a faint sound caught his attention. A weak, almost imperceptible moan. Following the sound, he discovered Vesna, partially buried under the remnants of the plane's tail section. Her survival nearly miraculous. Bruno's quick thinking and immediate medical intervention were crucial. He managed to stabilize Vesna enough to await further medical help. His actions not only saved her life, but also provided the first critical steps toward her long and arduous recovery. The impact had fractured her skull, broken her legs, and inflicted multiple other injuries that would leave most succumbing to their fate. But Vesna was different. Her low blood pressure, which doctors later speculated might have prevented her heart from bursting on impact, coupled with the snow's cushioning effect, played critical roles in her improbable survival. Her body was broken, but her will remained intact. As she lay in a hospital bed, slipping in and out of consciousness, the world around her grappled with the gravity of her ordeal. As Vesna Vulović awoke from a coma that lasted 27 days, her journey into a new life began. Vesna spent months in recovery, her every movement a testament to her resilience and determination to reclaim her life. The journey was arduous and painful. Vesna had to relearn the simplest tasks, each small victory hard-won. Her rehabilitation was not just physical, but also mental, as she dealt with the trauma of the crash and the global attention it garnered. Survivor's guilt began to gnaw at her. Why had she survived when everyone else on Flight 367 perished? This question haunted her days and nights. Vesna grappled with depression, a natural response to such trauma and loss, often feeling isolated in her pain despite the support around her. She spoke often of the other souls aboard that flight, remembering their faces, their smiles. She used her second chance to advocate for safety in aviation and to support others suffering from the aftermath of trauma. Her story inspired countless others, providing hope and a path forward for those touched by tragedy. Through sheer grit and an indomitable spirit, Vesna redefined what it means to survive against all odds. Her story, a beacon of human resilience, continues to inspire those who face their darkest hours. Vesna Vulović, the woman who fell 33,000 feet and rose again, remains a symbol of survival and the enduring strength of the human spirit. In the silence of the forest where she fell, the echoes of Vesna's miraculous survival linger, a chilling reminder of our fragile existence in the face of the vast, indifferent universe. For more tales of the unexplained and the extraordinary, subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time, keep surviving.